धरती पर कभी न होगा अनुज भरत सा कोई। जो 14 वर्षों तक अपने राम की खातिर रोए। ऐसे सब भाई भाई के जुड़े हो मन के तार। अमर है राम भरत का। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Together we'll chant chapter 16, Bhagavad Gita, verses 1 to 10.
ॐ अथ षोडशोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच अभयं सत्त्वसंशुद्धिः ज्ञानयोगव्यवस्थितिः दानं दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वाध्यायस्तप आजवम् अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधः त्यागः शान्तिरपैशुनम् दया भूतेष्वलोलुप्त्वम् मार्दवम् ह्रीरचापलम् तेजक्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदं दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत दम्भो दर्पोऽभिमानश्च क्रोधः पारुष्यमेव च अज्ञानं चाभिजातस्य पार्थ सम्पदमासुरीम् दैवी सम्पद्विमोक्षाय निबन्धायासुरीमता मा शुचः सम्पदं दैवीम् अभिजातोऽसि पाण्डव द्वौ भूतसर्गौ लोकेऽस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च दैवो विस्तरशः प्रोक्तः आसुरं पार्थ मे शृणु प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च जना न विदुरासुराः न शौचं नापि चाचारः न सत्यं तेषु विद्यते असत्यमप्रतिष्ठं ते जगदाहुरनीश्वरम् अपरस्परसम्भूतम् किमन्यत् कामहैतुकम् एतां दृष्टिमवष्टभ्य नष्टात्मानोऽल्पबुद्धयः प्रभवन्त्युग्रकर्माणः क्षयाय जगतो हिताः काममाश्रित्य दुष्पूरम् दम्भमानमदान्विताः मोहाद् गृहीत्वा सद्ग्राहान् प्रवर्तन्ते शुचिव्रताः
Teja, Shama, Dhruti, Shaucham, Adroho, Amanita. Some more qualities we had done last time. Teja, splendor, brilliance. All the splendor and brilliance, at least according to Shankara, is based on, he says, Teja is
Executive.
Executive.
executive ability. Everybody pats themselves on their back about how clear they are, how smart they are. And on LinkedIn, there's a game. There are games, interesting games. I like playing them. Okay, and then you play them, and then they tell you you are smarter than 75% of CEOs. You're smarter than this. You're smarter than they give you all this stuff, right? And then you feel very happy. You're smarter than 90% of CEOs. If I am so much smarter than them, why don't I have a bigger company than them? What is the use of my smartness when they are doing better? So the what should I say? The sense of greatness we get by saying, "Oh, I'm smarter than this." Do know then. If you are so much smarter, then you do show us what you have done. Somebody told me the other day, "Oh, these people are now got this idea. I had this idea 10 years ago." So I very rudely told the person, I mean, I didn't say it rudely, but I'm sure he took it rudely, that then why didn't you do it 10 years ago if you're so smart? It's a missed opportunity. You knew it and you didn't do it. Now this guy has done it. So, all are patting ourselves on the back of how good we are, how smart we are, how clear we are, how this we are, how much smarter we are than the CEOs and all that. तो फिर अकॉर्डिंग टू शंकरा एटलीस्ट धिक्कार है इतना स्मार्ट होके किया क्या So Teja must reflect itself in action, and it will reflect in action when the action is unselfish, when the mind is Teja, that means purity, and the intellect has got clarity. So bright and cheerful, not always, oh. Some people you meet them only and then you feel tired. You look at their face, you feel tired because it's so heavy. Everything is about them. So Teja. Teja means that spiritual well-being, that spiritual greatness. Let us see that spiritual greatness in what you do, in how you behave, in what is the final manifestation of what you do. If you pack a bag, it should be like, a spiritual person is packed. If you fill a cupboard, now Mahesh is doing his house. Now we will go to his house and see. Does it look like Mahesh will show us your house later on, how it has come out. Is it the work of a spiritual person? Everything perfectly done. Can you believe if everybody in this class did that? Whatever you do, whatever you touch, whether it's a relationship, whether it is work, whether it is a project, people should stand aghast and say, "Oh wow, how wonderful is that?" Once Bhavna, I remember, sent me some written stuff. I don't know what happened to that finally, Bhavna. She wrote out a very good, I don't know what, research proposal. I don't know what it was, some time ago. I read it, I said, oh wow, what a good job. But then I don't know what happened to it afterwards. He must have done something with it. I don't know. But what a well presented piece of writing. Excellent. I don't know if I ever told you, Bhavna, but that whatever it was excellent. The way you had written it, the way the thoughts were organized, everything was excellent. Let us see it in action in whatever you do. Even if you, I don't know, shout at somebody, let us see the excellence in that. Whatever it is you choose to do. So Teja is that executive ability that comes because of that executive, all action is like 10% of your personality, like an iceberg. The visible part is very little. But that visible part exists because there's 90% below it. So don't say, oh, there's 90% below it, but that visible part is not good. Then there's something very wrong over here. When the course starts, and why when the course starts? With every person who's attending class seriously, who is bothering to put in the effort that they need to put in. I hope you will all be able to come back one day and say and show something worthy of being called done by a Vedanta student. So Teja. I'm not saying all this. Shankara is saying it. Please, you say, how can you say all this? I didn't say. I'm only telling you what Shankara said. Shankara says, Tejaha pragalbyam na tattvagata dipti. Tattvagata twacha. Twacha ki dipti nahi hai wo. Par pragalbyam. How well you can do whatever it is in the world you're doing. Kshama. Kshama is just recognition of the facts of life. It is that simple. You recognize things and beings for what they are, including yourself. You see it for what it is. One amazing thing about all of us is how can we simply not see anything? How does this happen? I don't know if it's a question that bothers you, but I remember many years ago I'd gone to Swamiji's room. And, Swamiji used to sit in his room and he would be studying, writing, whatever. And there were about 11 of us who were students of the academy, first batch. Only 11 students had joined. I was one of them. And so he would sit in his room and study, and he expects that we will sit in our room and study. But when I studied, I was finding so many problems with the whole thing. So every morning, not every morning, because he'd have probably thrown me out, every now and then I used to simply walk into his room with my list of questions. And he was very patient. He never actually told me, why are you coming and wasting my time? He always answered my question. And I would go there. Now, later on, it became impossible, right? We were the luckiest group because we had like the, I don't know, most present guru ever. The first batch. So, he was just there. I would go into the room and then I'd say, one of my questions at time was, why is it that people are finding a struggle, me included, I didn't know myself. Why is it a struggle to know your Swadharma? Why can't you just know yourself? And I remember him looking up and disturbing his work. And I don't, when you're 21 years old, you don't seem to understand that you're disturbing anyone. You are living like a child's life, right? You just do whatever you're doing. So I remember him looking up and saying, well, there's no clarity even. At that time I thought, what am I supposed to do with this answer? Okay, there's no clarity. Now 40 years later, There is no other answer to this. People find Vedanta is very impractical. Okay, I don't know clarity. So what? Now what is my action point? What is your action point? Is get up in the morning and study. My husband tells me that your classes will never become popular because you're telling everybody get up in the morning and study. ये कोई नहीं करने वाला. So don't even think anyone is coming to your class, and if they come, they will not get up. You give something concrete, like I don't want to mention it, but other people are given a particular breathing technique or a particular this you have to do. Then only people will come to your class. So I don't know what to do. He's right, of course. But now what do I do with these people when they come to class?
Janki ji, advice will be wake up at 8 o'clock. Everybody will follow.
Yes. But what now? I can't give that advice. So, that's why people find it very like, like what? Okay, so Vedanta pada to kya hua? They told you clarity nahi, ab main kya karu? But how do you express that that is the answer? It took me decades to understand that that is the answer. How can I expect anyone else to understand that that is the answer? There is no answer other than this. Why can I not know myself? Because there's no clarity. Simple. Such an answer. But the answer that the sages give you, you understand what they said 20 years later. So now what? Where are you left with that? So, what is Kshama? Kshama is just seeing things for what they are. And why is it so difficult for us to have it? We just can't be clear about what something is. What am I? What is the other person? What is the situation? We have in our own mind something. It should be this. What do you mean it should be this? It is this. How difficult is it to see that? And once you see that, what is there to forgive? You should meet my wonderful maid and her ability to interpret instructions. She's fantastic. I mean, I have taken it up as a challenge. How do I communicate in a way that she will not misunderstand? But it is quite a task. It's my daily task. I have to say it in a way that I told you last time. I told her make 3 cups of tea. What's not to understand? According to me. But according to her, this was a very complicated instruction. Now it's for me to see that she sees this as a complicated instruction. You remember, no? I told you in this class. Which class is it? Make 3 cups of tea. So she made 3 cups of tea and she made a separate cup in a separate vessel for FTS. Why? Because it's his tea turn, he has to have tea. Then who are these 3 cups of tea for? Anyway, whatever confusion goes on in her mind, it's for me to figure out how to say it that she gets it. Because otherwise, every day we will be throwing a cup of tea away. Obviously, the expense is on me then. So it's for me. It's in my interest to figure out how to tell her something. But the moment you're able to see something for what it is, whether it's an external thing, whether it is yourself, then what is there to forgive? What are you forgiving? You're forgiving a table for being a table? You're forgiving a chair for being a chair? Because when I used to talk of forgiveness and all, then somebody says in class, shouldn't we also learn to forgive ourselves? Therefore, I'm saying now, see others and see yourself for what you are. See your relationship for what it is. Expect no more and no less. There are people with abilities, they will do things. There are people without abilities, they won't do things. There are people who will approach a subject to learn it. There are people who will approach a subject to challenge it. This is the way the cookie crumbles. That's just the way it is. Once you figure that out, this, I can't say forgiveness. Let me use a better word. Oh, you tell me. Once you figure that much out, this forgiveness that you have, okay, this so-called forgiveness, manifests itself as fill in the blanks.
Understanding the other person, the faults of other.
The understanding is the cause. The result is forgiveness. But we don't want to use the word forgiveness because forgiveness has come to mean, oh, I will forgive you. We don't want to use this word now. So we will like to replace this word with
Love.
Right action.
Ashya, objectivity, Prashant, clarity. All this is the cause. Effect is what?
Service.
Okay, right action, service. Okay, even before all of that. Identification. Okay. Acceptance. Okay. Acceptance, all is coming before. You've understood it. So now that's it. You understood. This is a table. This is a chair. Will you expect a chair to greet you when you meet it? Oh, hello, how nice you have come. Will a chair greet you? You understood it's a chair. You're not expecting a greeting from this chair. Right.
Accept, Jankiji, accept thing as it is.
That is the cause. Once you do this, you will achieve forgiveness. This forgiveness is not really forgiveness. What you're actually experiencing is, what's your experience?
Oneness.
Okay, fine. You can say that. What will be your experience of it? Now you've understood things for what they are. So your experience is one word.
Peace.
Happiness.
Bliss.
Good words, better word.
Satisfaction.
Okay.
Balance.
Okay,
Balance.
fine. Better word.
Realization.
Yes, Bharat?
Humor.
Very good. You will find the whole thing funny. When I tell you about my maid, you all are all laughing. You come here, deal with her and laugh. Let me see that. Right? Why is it funny? When I tell you it is funny, when I go and see her doing whatever she's doing, Durga Roop comes out. But how is it so funny when I'm talking about it? Because there's an inherent understanding. Understand? It's the way she functions. Why is Mr. Bean so funny? Because you get it, that he's a daft guy. When you don't get it, the experience you go through is, if you get it, you find it funny. If you don't get it, you feel
Stressed, agitated.
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 Okay, give a good word. You're right.
Frustrated.
disgust,
Okay, that's really strong.
Disappointment.
Okay, disappointment. What you expect.
Sad.
Correct. Or you're all right. But what most people will experience is anger. You just get angry.
Correct. Anger is correct.
So what happens? I go there, she has done something fantastic, then full Durga Roop comes. Why? Anger. I understand that when I go there, it's like a soap opera. I don't know what I'm going to see. I really have no idea. I have to go into the kitchen every 45 minutes for my entertainment because now I don't know what I'm going to see. It could be anything. Just like when you watch a serial, right? Every time a serial comes on, something unusual has happened. Suppose everything in the serial is going well, then what's the fun in it? She has done something that you cannot predict she would have done this. So every 45 minutes, I go to the kitchen to make sure that Whatever it is she has now understood, I can rectify. It has never happened that I went in and things are going normal and smooth. I think I'll get very bored. I mean, my main source of entertainment is going to go away. Answer to what, Momita?
You were asking us the word. So is the answer we find it funny or what is it?
Yes. For the
Okay.
first question. For the second question, the answer was
Anger.
Anger.
anger. So if you find it funny, right, Omkar, if you look at Sheetal and she has done something and you find it funny, that means
I've lost my marbles.
is it? Okay. All right. Okay, chalo. She does something.
Married the correct person.
That means you're objective. What is the use of saying I'm clear, I'm objective, but you're not finding anything funny here? Isn't it?
Janki, you find funny when it's somebody else's problem also, right?
You find it funny, it's your own problem if someone tells it to you like that. That's why. Why do people find, what is his name? The Tandon, no? Isn't his name Amit Tandon or somebody?
Oh, yeah.
You find him funny. What
Very
is
funny.
he telling you? Yeah, what is he telling you that is not happening in your home?
Exactly.
You find it very funny. Because that's it. That is true. Why is comedy funny? Because you're simply seeing over there what is happening over here. Now, if you could see it on your own, you wouldn't have to pay Amit Tandon. Because you can see it on your own. Like we said, when Indians go abroad, they go on these packages. On the packages, the breakfast is free. What does every Indian do? ठूस के खाओ, जो टेबल पे है सब कुछ खा लो. कस्टर्ड है वो भी खा लो, अंडा है वो भी खा लो, डोसा खा लो, इडली खा लो, अंडा खा लो, जो है टेबल पर. और बोलेंगे भी कि you better eat now, otherwise you're not getting anything till dinner because breakfast is free and dinner is free. लंच में कुछ मिलने वाला नहीं है. तो ही से स्टमक भी ऊपर देख के बोल रहा है क्या क्या डालोगे मुझ में. Okay, this is a experience every Indian has when they go abroad. Another experience, or this they said, oh, you must travel with a Gujarati because वो बैठते ही अपना थेपला खोलेंगे, right? Now it is true. That is why it's funny. It may be slightly exaggerated when it's told, but so your own experience is funny to you if somebody lends you a temporary objectivity. Now, if you can get that yourself, then that is the beautiful quality of Shama. I hope you still remember what we are at. If you really have this quality, how do you know? You find it funny. Whatever people are doing, you find it funny. If you don't have this quality, what they do is disappointing, irritating. And those are the emotions the mind goes through. Yes, Bharat?
Deepraj was before me, I think.
But he doesn't have a hand raised.
It's
So
done, Bhagavad.
okay, so when you do understand correctly, is one of the experiences also of amazement that you've known somebody for many, many years and there's not been a slightest change in the person's nature. So is amazement also an emotion that you experience?
No, amazement is if the person changes. What is, see, suppose a chair stays a chair. Then why will you be amazed? But the chair gets up and starts walking, then you will be amazed. Hey Bhagwan, ये क्या हो गया? ये chair कैसे चलने लगी? So
You
then
expect human beings to evolve a little, right?
Big mistake. Big mistake. Biggest mistake. Bharat, how many years have you been attending classes?
15 years.
15 years. So 15 years, Bharat, you have an experience of 15 years. How many people in these 15 years have you seen change? Everybody continues much the same. Now you start discussion with Mahesh. What will happen? Will the discussion ever reach a conclusion? 57 books will get involved. 47 teachers will get involved. That is Mahesh. But so and so, and then that book there, and then realism said this, but idealism said that, and then Schopenhauer had this view on this, and then Western philosophy will never accept this. This is Mahesh. Isn't it? Have you ever tried? Anyone has tried having a discussion with Mahesh?
He's really busy with his house now, so he might give up the debate.
Oh, no, 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 no. You know, he hasn't. Yesterday only I heard one of the teachers of the course called him up and made the mistake of trying to tell him what he was going to teach at the course. Mahesh had major differences with the guy. No house, no nothing. You start philosophical discussion, Mahesh will drop everything on the surface of this earth and attend to you. Because there is nothing more important. Suppose Mahesh is taking somebody to suppose somebody met with an accident, then Mahesh will run to help that person. Okay, and he's picking up that person and taking him to the hospital, and somebody says, do you think this is the result of prarabdha? He'll drop him there and discuss prarabdha and purushartha. That's Mahesh. Anybody talks anything. And then he will tell you how many, 10 people who have discussed this from how many different perspectives. Sorry, Mahesh, I hope I'm representing you correctly. Isn't it? How many people, Bharat, in 15 years have you seen change the way they are? So one thing has been established. Thank God, 15 years. Suppose you had said 2 months, it would have been difficult to answer this question. Swamiji used to say, very tragic. He goes on public platforms, not internal in the group, of public platforms. He goes and he says, I have been teaching Vedanta for 60 odd years. I haven't changed one person. 60 odd years that time, he said. Now he'll be saying, how much now? 70 years. Oh, 70 odd years. Haven't changed a single person. So Bharat, your lesson for today, nobody is changing. Either you learn to deal with it or you get angry. These are your two options in life.
But if he learns to deal with it, he is changing, right?
Yes. Correct. But where is the error? Right. But how many of us have learned to deal with it? So how many of us have really changed? If we used to get angry earlier, we get angry now. If we used to start crying earlier, we start crying now. If we used to say, accept, and get frustrated, then we say, accept, and get frustrated now. But hope is eternal. So therefore, we are going to start a course, a 1 year, full-time, residential course. पकड़ के वहां लोगों को ले जाएंगे, make sure you change. पर नहीं होने वाला until a person अपने आप को पकड़ नहीं ले.
Janki ji, Swamiji once said, when he going on tour, no, he used to go on tour. He used to say, I am staying there only for 2-3 days. Otherwise, you will change me. I cannot change you.
Yes. Mamita, someone was complaining about how their spouse refuses to change in the slightest and sees issues. I asked, can you change? She said, but I'm not doing anything wrong. He is. Yes, correct, Mamita. Please put that in your book as well. Everybody thinks, why should I change? I'm perfect. If you're perfect, you should be dancing with joy. If you're perfect, you should be accomplishing something great. If you're perfect, people should come and ask you for advice. You don't go give anybody advice. See it. Don't talk big. Let that teja be seen. Okay, somebody had raised their hand, but I don't know, they would raise your hand and lower it, then I forget who was raised. Okay, nobody, I guess. I hope all the questions.
Janki, one question.
Okay.
In your maybe 30 years experience in this field, how many people you have seen they have changed?
What a depressing question to ask. I'm sorry, Milind, I find it difficult to answer that question. And it's 40 years, by the way. In 1988, I joined. 1988, I started Vedanta full time. I joined the Vedanta Academy course, first batch. 1988. Now, what is it? 2025. Not only I find people haven't changed, I find that people are grumbling about the same things. That is what I find more surprising. Okay, you stay what you are, but at least some creativity you have. Grumble about something new at least. No, same thing. And it really strikes home because I've lived in multiple cities. So when I go back to the city that I lived in for some time, into classes in that city, and then I go back maybe 20 years later, the people who are grumbling of whatever they were when I met them 20 years, they're still grumbling about the same thing. Fantastic. At least that one problem you solve. No, same problem I will continue with. Nobody solves a single problem. They'll just live with it day after day, day after day. So nowadays, I have come up with a new solution. I tell everybody, but all my solutions anyway, nobody bothers about. But put a date on everything. Put a date. At least then you will know from what date you have started thinking about this. When you're grumbling, no, you write down. Put a date. My wife is troubling me too much. My husband is so irritating. My husband doesn't change. Write it and put a date. 25 years later, you will still be writing that. At least you will know 25 years have passed. What a waste of a human life. What a waste. Could have used my time so productively. But I just spent making excuses for my faults. I will not listen. I will not hear. And I will claim everybody else is wrong. What a waste.
Janki, that proves a point. We don't change. That proves a point that we are the self and we are perfect. So, and no, that's all. It's a lighter wind, but
yes, I mean, it does prove your self because you don't think you need change, because the self doesn't need change. But the problem is you're attributing that quality to the body, mind, intellect.
correct.
So yes, very depressing, no? But it won't be depressing if
we get humor into,
how?
if we see things as if,
When you understand that is the way it is. Bharat, are you okay with that?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Annie. I think to evolve also means to adapt oneself to new thoughts and processes. Yes, certainly, that's what it means. But how many people are bothering to do that? Prashant, see it as it is. Okay, Prakash's iPhone. Can we say Vedanta has no impact on him? Vedanta has no impact on anybody. Why him or her or any particular person? Vedanta cannot impact you. Your guru cannot impact you. Your world cannot impact you. Only you can impact yourself. Vedanta merely lets you know how Why, where, when, but it can do nothing else. The doctor cannot give you health. The doctor can give you a prescription. Health you will have to get for yourself by following his prescription. So yes, Vedanta has no impact on me. No teacher has any impact on me. You either take it upon yourself, commit yourself to it, or don't. Treat it as an entertainment program. Oh, I like Vedanta. Nice to be studying Vedanta. It's very, very interesting. Very interesting. आपको पकड़ पकड़ के पीटना चाहिए. To understand that this is not very interesting. It's the single most important thing I do in my life. Everything else is secondary. If I had to put one thing right in my life, first, now, today, that thing should be
Morning study.
that's a methodology. But what is the thing I have to put right?
Study of Vedanta.
Discipline.
These are all tools. What is the thing I'm putting right?
Change myself.
Very good. I have to put myself right. Because everything I do is based on the kind of person I am. I can't do beyond that. I can't do beyond myself. So what am I doing? Doing things. First, fix myself. First, fix my capacity to use the intellect. If someone tells you you're not using your intellect, you fight with that person. You listen to me. Okay, then you listen to me. Silly it is. For that, you need the quality of steadfastness, consistency. To stay on it till you achieve it. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, you should want development, you should want realization. Like a man whose head is pushed under water. What is the one thing he wants? It's just that gulp of air. That's how you should want it. No, अभी मुझे टाइम नहीं है. अभी थोड़े दिन बाद मैं देखता हूँ. Then you अभी प्यास नहीं लगी. Yes, Narendra Singh Negi.
Janki ji, still I didn't get, why do we get amused? Is it because we observe something deviating from norms?
No.
And we, yeah,
opposite.
right?
We see that it is the norm. We
No,
get
maybe
amused when you realize that is the way it is.
no, we watching something very funny, we get amused. So because funny we see it because it is deviating something we observe is supposed to be a norms and it is deviating from the norms and we don't do, we see it without expecting or without, we just accept it without finding a fault with it.
Yes, these things which you are calling norms is your mental pattern. So the contrast is between your mental pattern and what is happening.
Yes, that what is my mental pattern, that is my norms, and then observing something outside and I find it very deviating from it and I don't do anything about it and just observe it and that becomes amusement.
No. Any contrast becomes amusing. Whenever there's a contrast, it's amusing. So there's a contrast between what according to me should be and what is. So I know what should be. I mean, I am very, jhanda gaad ke on what should be. Then it occurs to me ki bhaiya aise hi hai. So you find it.
Okay. There is no ego involved in it. No? You don't feel superior in that kind of.
No, the moment you feel superior, you will not be amused. You will be mocking.
Okay, right. I got that. Thank you.
Mahesh Ursekar, RK. Who's RK? Oh, Sri Ramakrishna, you're calling RK. Oh my God. also said that time and effort that boys spend in thinking of girls, if they spend a third of that in pursuing the self, they would become self-realized. Correct. Other way around also, even girls thinking of boys both ways. Or anybody thinking of anything, whatever in the world. Men thinking about how to earn more money. All sorts of nonsense is going on in the mind and nobody knows it. So staying dhruti, staying on track. So tough to stay on track. How easily the mind gets diverted into something or the other. There are people who have told me, when are you starting the course? When are you starting the course? Now when I say the course is starting, then they will say, oh, okay, then I will do it a little later. So many. Oh, Vedanta is the best thing. Okay, then come, let us study. हाँ आते हैं कोई बात नहीं to stay on track and not get diverted. Why do we get diverted? You know why we are not able to stay steadfast? Now don't
Full
say
of desires, right?
Weak intellect.
yes, all of you are right, but what is the real reason is there is not real reason, you're right, it's just a different way of putting it, is that
Definiteness of goal, or say clarity of goal.
very good. There is really no dedication to that higher. Only when there is a dedication to it, when you're clear about what is it you really want, that is when steadfastness comes in. Anybody who is clear what they want. Suppose Bharat wants to be Mr. World. If he's clear about it, he knows what to do, he will stick to it. Isn't it? He picks up. How much weight are you picking up nowadays, Bharat? He picks up some crazy amount of weight. What weight are you picking up?
Actually depends on the exercise I'm doing.
Okay, so what's your max?
225 kgs.
225 kgs he's picking up. Now, why is he picking up 225 kgs? Because he's set on something. 225 kgs. I don't know what that even means. How much is 225 kg? How much would one have to lift that? What is the world record? What, 300?
One of record is 500 kgs.
500
But that's
kg?
powerlifters.
Oh my God. Okay. Now, can you imagine a guy is lifting up 500 kgs? How does he do that? How is it even possible? He has fixed himself something. And for whatever reason, he sees worth and value in it. So he will not shift. But those who are not able to do that see the value of the higher. They're constantly shifting. Kuch na kuch interesting aa hi jata hai. No, I have one aim and that's what I follow. I don't do anything. That's called steadfastness. Na ati manita. Not too much pride. What is too much pride? Too much pride is the belief that this body, mind, and intellect is me. As long as you have this belief, you have too much pride. The moment you lose this belief, there is no pride. So simple. Bhavanti sampadam devim. All these qualities that we have studied, they belong to the Daivim. Abhijatasya. Jata is to be born somewhere. So it is born of this divine state, O Bharata. In other words, all the good people in the world have these qualities. So if you want to know whether you're a good person or not, you have a ready check. Which of these, how many of these do you have? Now, Oh, I missed purity and absence of what did I miss? Adroho. Absence of evil. Absence of thinking bad about anyone. Absence of wishing bad for anyone. Absence of condemning anyone. All of these qualities are nothing but what happened? When do you wish somebody bad? When do you wish कि इसको कुछ बुरा हो जाए?
When I'm angry at him.
And according
When
to
you are hurt.
he has done something bad to me. So all this absence of malice is exactly the same as
Objectivity.
seeing things for what they are. Yes, objectivity. You believe somebody has done something, some harm to you. And therefore you wish that that person is उसका भगवान उसका नाश करे. मैं कुछ नहीं करता, पर law of karma will get you. Why do you feel like that? Because you feel helpless, you feel wronged, you feel like they've done something bad to you, and now you wish to get your revenge, but you're not strong enough. So what can you do? You wish them harm. But none of this will happen if you see things and beings for what they are. If a tiger swipes at you and you start bleeding because of that, you understand it is a tiger. What else will you do? Who asked me to go deal with him? So absence of malice means absence of any active ill will towards anyone. It's simply recognizing things for what they are. Now, when you say absence of ill will, you must also see it as when you agree to other people talking bad of somebody. Even that comes under malice. So somebody is gossiping about somebody and you're saying, correct, usko aise hi hona chahiye. That also comes under it. So why do we do it? Because it's entertaining. When you are feeling weak and helpless, it's entertaining to wish bad for others. It's a terrible form of entertainment. Then Shaucham is purity. We've done purity so many times that I'm sure you all know it. Mahesh, please tell us, what is purity?
Your mind is
So 100 times you heard it.
yeah, I forgot. I think it's like
Then there's nothing else other than. Very good.
Absence of desire.
One way of dealing with purity is to say no other thing. So how does it manifest at every level of the personality?
Unselfish actions, pure mind, clear intellect,
What's a
and
pure
absence of
mind? Because you're saying what is purity? So now you can't use the word pure anymore. Unselfish actions, then
Clarity of goal.
Love.
Reduction of desire at
that's
every
the
level.
cause. That is the cause of it. But what is purity? One that Bharat has given us is unselfish actions. Give the others.
Love.
Intellectual clarity.
Purity of the environment around you. What purity? What will he say? What is it? First one is clean physical environment. Good, Momita. Correct. The first step of purity is your environment is clean. Every time you open your cupboard, all your clothes don't have to come out and hug you. When you open the cupboard, you should get the pleasure of seeing everything straight. You open Swamiji's cupboard at any time, everything kept in straight lines, perfectly organized cupboard. Look at it, you feel nice. Like, you know, when you go window shopping, you see all those pants placed straight and all the shirts kept very well. Pleasure to the eyes. Easy way. Avoid going window shopping. Open your own cupboard and see it placed so beautiful. So, first step of Shaucham is external cleanliness. Second step of Shaucham, or second level in Shaucham, is
Unselfish actions.
personal hygiene and cleanliness. Okay, you can say that, but normally we say unselfish actions. Cleanliness of the environment, we include cleanliness of the body as well. Then we have second level, unselfish actions. Third level, Omkar, third level.
Clarity of thinking.
Third level. Where is Omkar?
Lack of agitation.
Clarity of mind, no agitation in the mind, which equals to noble emotions, good emotions. Good. Third level is so basically you can do it as what is the dirt and what is the purity. So when we ask the question, what is the dirt? Then at the physical, then at the emotional level, Kalyan, you can say agitation. So when you're asking what is the purity, then you have to say good emotions. All right. So it depends on what the question is. Now, how many did we? 3. What is at the fourth level? Omkar, where have you disappeared? Fourth level is?
Intellect, well organized, clarity of thinking.
Clarity of thinking. What is the dirt of the intellect?
Disorganized.
Fuzzy thinking, yes. Fuzzy thinking, unclear thinking. That's the dirt. What is the clarity? Is the purity of the intellect. How many did we do? Material, physical, emotional, intellectual. What's the fifth one?
Spiritual is desires, reducing desires.
Okay.
Absence of vasana.
Spiritual clarity.
The cleanliness is absence of vasana. The dirt is vasana. I thought I did. I generally jump this because almost every chapter we have done purity. So now I jump it because I figure that you all know it by heart. But I guess I have to repeat it. To the extent that you guys don't repeat, I need to repeat. So if you all repeat, which means you all do your studies, then you can save me having to repeat everything over and over again.
Janki ji, you're talking of repetition because now Krishna has talked about these qualities in chapter 12 and 13, right? Bhakta and Jnani.
Yes.
And pretty much same qualities he's covered over there. I think 80-90% should be there. Now, having done that, what would be his thinking? Why is he telling Arjuna again? Same qualities are being said in different languages, but pretty much the same. Why would he be doing that, Janaki?
For the same reason that that your wife nags. Why does she nag you? Because you didn't hear her the first time. Why does she repeat it again? Because you didn't hear her the second time. Why does she repeat it one more time?
But we are assuming that Arjuna is far more enlightened than us, and he is Krishna's Shishya, and therefore he must be quite evolved and enlightened soul, and therefore, if he's told once, he should understand.
That is where the problem of life arises. He should, but he doesn't. Not only doesn't, after 18 chapters, you know, afterwards, later in the text, he says, tell me again, you told me such beautiful things that day, tell me again. So Krishna whacks him one. So go get lost now. Couldn't hear me that time. Why will you mean he didn't do all that? He doesn't tell him again. Over here, there's a situation. He's got to force him to listen. So now I can't take it in. It's very difficult to take in this. Otherwise, you just think about it yourself. Every single person in this class or any Vedanta class, forget this class, any Vedanta class taken by any teacher in any period of time, not just our existing world, but from time immemorial, every Vedanta student has known Vedanta. Right?
Has known
Vedanta.
Hmm.
Has known it. It takes 3 words to tell you what does Vedanta say. Never in the history of mankind has anybody put the knowledge so succinctly. Then why do we have an ocean of literature here? Why do we have hundreds and thousands of teachers going on saying the same thing? And millions of people listening to the same thing? Which palle hi nahi padta. Nothing goes in. You hear it, you know. God gave us a very, very soft and pliable brain. But unfortunately, He put a nice skull outside it. And nothing enters that skull. It's all hard bone here. So that soft, pliable brain we never reach. So then the teachers have nothing to do but go on repeating. कोई काम धंधा नहीं है, स्टूडेंट को भी नहीं है, टीचर को भी नहीं है, रिपीट करे जाओ.
Because these evolved sages, if you go back to the Upanishads, they did not repeat, right? But we are saying as sort of the knowledge is getting diluted, there is more repetition happening. And like in our case, we've been repeating for last whatever years. So, but at the highest level, there's no repetition.
No, you get it. Once you get it, what is there to say? It's only silence.
Just signal, yeah.
Not everything is repeated. Maybe something is more important. That is why it is repeated.
No, everything is repeated over and over and over and over and over again because there is not. I mean, the knowledge itself is very little. In 3 words. Tat Tvam Asi, end of study. So now after Tat Tvam Asi, everything is a repetition.
Yeah, the reason I was thinking about it was that, in this battlefield, he has said 700, he's given 700 verses, 701 verses. And instead of repeating, he could have probably given something else, told him something else, which he has missed out, right, in that limited time. I mean, it's just a question.
No, there is nothing. After Tattvamasi, what is there? Anything you say in Vedanta is a repetition.
No, I'm referring to the Bhagavad Gita.
Same thing. Anything you say after, anything that Krishna said after, get up, you idiot, and fight, is a repetition. Because that's the point of what he's saying.
Yeah.
Get up and do what you need to do. Okay, so that's it for today. And as I always tell you, what has happened? What has happened is cabin number 1 has come. Cabin number 1 is being prepared. Cabins 2 to 6 have been ordered. In 40 days, those cabins will be ready. 40 days for us to achieve another 30 odd lakhs. Please be on your toes. 30 odd lakhs somehow have to come in. Otherwise, you and I are going to jail. Because that guy will catch hold of us and say, mere paise do, cabin to le liya, mere paise do. 40 days, it will all be ready. Okay? I hope I'm giving you all lots of tension. So please, everybody think of some good ideas by which we will keep ourselves out of jail. Now, Omkar, you have some nice photos. The roof has come on the cabin. You have the photo?
No, this time.
No,
It's
yeah.
Jayashree
Oh, Jayashree. Jayashree is
traveling.
traveling. Okay, so the roof has come. The sort of the clearing up of the area for the rest of the cabins has happened. Now, anybody who wants to help in any way, if you simply want to help, you don't know what to do, but you want to help, please reach out to me or anybody from this team who can discuss with you and see, because everything is needed. So whatever your skill is, it is needed. Every bit, whether you're administrative, executive, director level, chaprasi level, you know how to make aesthetics, you know how to buy bed sheets. Every single thing is necessary. So whatever you are good at, please offer your skills and let's get it all done in 40 days. If we achieve that, we can start the course in January 2025. If we don't achieve it, then
26.
26, sorry. 2026, we can start the course. We don't have much time left. So, well, now we are in the Lord's hands. Sorry?
Why now? Why now, Janki-ji? We have always been in Lord's hand
We've always been in the Lord's hands.
from day one.
All of us put our hands in as well, so that something moves. Okay, so that's how things are going at the moment. Please come and see the plot so that you can see what all is happening. If you're in Mumbai, you can go anytime. If you're not in Mumbai, come to Mumbai and then you can see it. Okay, so that's it for now.